I'm here. He's here.
I'm unbuckled.
And he's unbuckled today. Thank you for that. And I didn't make a big deal out of it either. I was like, we need these kind of mistakes. These kind of that vulnerability, that not rehearsed.
Yeah,
The non-rehearsalness of us is what I like.
We're untethered.
Untethered. Untethered, I tell you. Well, we were just talking about, Ulric said he was watching the show. Tell me the show.
Oh, from fit to fat to fit.
Fit to fat to fit.
Fit to fat to fit.
Real fit to fat. All right, so me, wait, you, then me, then you again.
Okay, I guess so.
Fit to fat to fit.
Yeah, so it's about, so there's a personal trainer who is training this person who's usually like morbidly obese. And the trainer, in solidarity with this morbidly obese trainee, decides to gain a bunch of weight. So they're along, maybe not always as much weight as them, but they gain as much weight and then plan to get down to as much weight as they want their trainee to get. So in other words, a trainer can start at 180 pounds, and then he's like, and he has a trainee that's like 250 pounds, and he wants the trainee to lose like 78 pounds. He would gain like 78 pounds to lose it back, just to work with them. I think the point of the show is that only a trainer. Well, let me back up a little bit because there's an important point here. So certain points during the training, when the trainee is fat just like their trainee, or when the trainer's fat just like their trainee, they start to cheer them on differently. Like their motivation just becomes more useful to the trainee. And the trainee would say something like, wow, now it seems like he's not my trainer, but he's going through it with me. So it really motivates me to go harder, or something like that. So I think the thesis or the point of the show is that if you could really only motivate somebody if you went through their shoes, I guess.
Thought.
Yeah, what's your thought?
It's a consistent thought that did not leave throughout with everything you were saying.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I might get a thought and then just like kind of like, critique it and move it around.
All right.
Let it marinate. My thought is that this sounds like the first question I would have to the research of this is this trainer, what this trainer does. Is this trainer's ideology and we have proof that this is what he does? Or
what do you mean ideology?
His ideology is that I need to get into this person's head to have him understand I'm just
no. That's just a show. That's just a show.
So this is just a show that's doing it.
That's a show that's like, you can't say the train. I mean, some of the trainers, like, they talk their, I mean, the trainers go through a journey too.
It's several trainers doing this.
It's several trainers. It's like
that
a show.
Are gaining all this weight.
Yeah.
But how much time?
The show remains the same. The trainers and the trainees change, but the same thing happens. And they just struggle. Some struggles more than others. Some people just start getting addicted to the food. The trainers like have these little handheld cameras talking about, man, I'm so depressed now. All I want to do is lie in bed. I'm sad that I'm fat now.
And there one that cries.
Oh, a bunch of them cry. That's part of, I think that's like a prerequisite for some reason.
Crying.
Yeah.
Crying.
I seen that show like a while ago, and I just like saw that again today.
Right.
It's entertaining.
Okay. It sounds like propaganda to me.
No, I mean
it sounds like I would argue that this thing sounds like drug addict mentalities. When you go to these drug places and you try to kick, the people in that organization only get respect from them telling their story. They have to tell their story about the time they were under that bridge, and they have to tell that rock bottom story, and then everyone seems to say they feel relatable, so they want to trust in this person and the staff member who's on staff and will kick your ass out for the littlest thing. Who at the end of the day don't even think about you. This to me is like pushing that concept that together. kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a dumb point. You don't need to be. You need to do that to instruct somebody. You just need to, provide the tools. In fact, that has nothing to do with them, because you leave the show, they're not going to be with you to motivate you all that time.
No one cares about you after the show.
Yeah, so it's not even like that. That is the separate. That's the smallest part of it. Them just relating to you to motivate you for that small amount of time, because
Right.
the what you do afterwards is going to determine your outcomes. But and also there's like a big period of time where you don't even see them, like they're gone. You don't see a lot of progress, and then all of a sudden, like there's a time lapse and they're super skinny. A lot of them looks like they put on lap bands, because I didn't see like progressive progress. It like the trainees, the people who were going through the losing the weight in the first place, they like literally they just went from big complaining about the exercises to like maybe doing like 2 push-ups as opposed to 1, and then next thing you know they're all of a sudden they're super like skinny. They're like it's so I don't know. That I'm suspicious about, if anything.
Right. Yeah, it's just like the pressure to be on the show. Is this contestant based? Do they like let people go? 3 are leaving tonight.
No. No, I said it like that.
All right, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. And the name of the show?
It's fit to fat to fit. Yeah, we said it at first.
Yeah,
yeah, fit to fat to fit. All right.
One more time.
Fit to fat to fit.
Oh, I'm gonna use this against you. I'm gonna clip this. You're ruined.
Okay.
It was an interesting Easter combination trans.
Gosh.
What was it? Trans
recognition or
Right.
visibility day.
Right.
Something along those lines.
In the world, they're no longer in the background. The trans. They fought their way, dude.
I can't tell.
I heard that this is something that's been going on ever since like 2014. We're just hearing about it because it's linked up with Easter, because of the way the timing of the.
I just think it's so random to link it up with Easter. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
But this is the thing, that date the Easter date that we have is.
I know it changes. It fluctuates.
It fluctuates. So theirs is a steady one.
But it was made, from what my understanding, was made a holiday this year, knowing when Easter was going to take place.
It was made. No, it's been a holiday. It's just the holidays we don't know about. There's many holidays out there we don't know.
Oh, it is. I've never even heard about this. So this is just the first time it happened to just fall on Easter.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was completely ignorant about it. I didn't know anything about it.
Well, they're not hiding anymore. If they ever was, because let me just say this to you. I've never met a trans person that was hiding. All the trans person I knew were out and having a good time. And we always heard about the one that was in the hotel, though. There was like, when I was coming up in the 90s and the late 80s, there was all these hotels in Midtown, and at least once every 2 months, it was a trans person that would kill themselves in one of those hotels within my, we're talking about half of my radius. So word used to spread around real easily with the group of, I was like 14, and down in the Midtown area at 14, 15 years old, you would always hear that. And the trans, they were actually, the hotel where Shine and Diddy did the shootout, that was a trans bar that they called it, club, whatever they called it. But that was a trans bar, very famous trans bar. It was a trans bar. It was connected to the Carter Hotel in New York City. So one of the back entrances was 43rd Street, and that was connected to a very trans bar. That was trans bar for 25, 35 years, something like that.
Okay.
And then as soon as it became a club, they had that shootout in there.
Okay.
And I always remember the trans will always have that little corner, like the younger ones that couldn't get in, and they seemed like they was having a life. Everybody was happy and popping. I wonder how would those trans who are probably no longer around, how would they feel about what's going on with the trans of just acknowledgement of them and their group? How would they acknowledge that. But we have to always remember this. Something maybe I feel like I read your mind just now, where you were just like, yeah, but you only talking about the trans women. What about the guy and the beard and the farmer suit? Talks, he don't want to change his voice. He's like, I'm trans. He better acknowledge that. I think those trans would beat the shit out of that guy. The ones that was on 43rd Street, they would stomp that guy out. No, with no disrespect, man. I just don't. I can't imagine that group at that time when I was 1989, 1990, 91, 92, and it's like I don't think that group, because I remember the balls. You know about any balls?
Do I know about any balls?
The balls, the gay balls in Harlem. You ever heard of that?
Like a gay, like a dance?
They would win trophies and everything.
Oh, is it like a pose off or something?
They do poses. They have categories. The internet has a bunch of that stuff still. And
I thought isn't there a reality show based on that?
I don't know. I didn't watch TV for 5 years. I just started watching TV.
Like
no,
they
not
would just
TV.
pose.
I just started
They would
watching.
have one would pose each other, and one person would, the one who's the fiercest pose wins.
Right. They would do all these battles and all
just
that.
like bananas.
Yeah. Then Madonna, she kind of like snatched up some of that loosh, and she turned it into her little empire for her time. And all those dances and all that kind of stuff. All those guys, all those trans. I wonder how they're feeling about, like, anybody could get what they bust their ass for so many years.
They just lived through it.
They lived through it. They lived through it, in other words. In other words, they lived through the time where you just couldn't get away with saying, like, these were fighters. Trans now probably never got to have a fight ever again in their life. The trans that I knew, they came with scars on their face.
I mean,
okay? Yeah. They was in the trenches fighting for, like, just to be left alone, kind of a thing.
At the what, Fraggle Rock? What was it?
Fraggle Rock? That's like the
no. There was some place where it was like a legendary gay place at some Castle Rock or something. It's where the trans person made this speech, and it was like iconic for gay people. And like, I've been beat up, I've been hurt, I've been dragged.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that. You see, I was there living that shit. I wasn't in the internet 25 years later going, oh, look at how. No, I was there. I was in the middle of all that.
It's like it's like Castle Rock or Fraggle Rock. Something.
I got
like
Fraggle Rock seems like I remember
no,
that
not
as a
Fraggle
child.
Rock. Fraggle Rock sounds
like
ridiculous.
some kind of puppet or something.
It's like it was like a legendary speech at. Like all these like gay people started getting up and complaining.
You have your phone. The people have time. We want to learn together. What do you think? We got producers? Come on.
All of a sudden, this is the information about the we're illuminating people with LGBTQ stuff. Who would have known?
Who would have known? Premium black news, and it's not a black show. Sorry, that's the way it is.
But I love
because all black news is everybody's news, and everybody's news is our news, and that's a fact. You ain't gonna put us in a bubble.
Speech.
Well, according to the views they have. According to your shares, they have.
Oh no, it's Stonewall.
Stonewall, where the shootout, and you can see all the bullets on the wall right there on Christopher Street. That's what you're talking about? Where they was in Christopher Street and got lit up.
Nah,
which is nothing compared to what they did, with the AIDS thing, but we can't even talk about that on
something like that.
YouTube. YouTube does not allow any of that stuff that Magic Johnson had. You can't even talk about that. It's part of their terms and conditions. So, and the comment section don't even talk about that. It's unfortunate. I lived through that. All right, 50-year-old man, y'all.
Yeah. So it was. It was somehow.
They thought I had a wig on Star the other day. They're like, he has a wig on. It looks so good. It looked like a wig.
Yeah, you look great.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
All right, so there's this thing. It was this like bar called Stonewall,
right,
or something, and apparently a lot of things came out of this. I don't know about the whole history and stuff like that. I guess the guy Milk, you heard him. He did something there. So I guess it became a regular, meeting ground for iconic, gay things.
But what street was it on? Was it the Christopher Street bar that has the bullet holes in the? Can you say Stonewall was that Christopher Street? Just please. I just want to know if I got the right building in my mind. Because that had nothing to do with trans. That had something to do with just, just hatred and just sick people, man.
Oh, I thought we were talking about trans people.
Yeah, but just I'm saying, I just want to make sure that, what you talking about. You said it was a trans person that did this amazing speech.
I don't know about amazing speech. She just started saying stuff. It's remembered among the people.
Yeah.
But it was just, honestly, she was just yelling stuff.
Okay.
Humans remember with love, right? The community culture will change it. Yeah.
Christopher Street. Yeah, they still keep the holes in the brick. They've never filled up the holes from the bullets that went flying through the wall or attempting to go through the wall and, to shoot people. I don't know how many passed. I don't know anything about that stuff. That was...
You need to find it out for the audience.
No, that's good. You're messing with me now. Right? No, because, I just kept trying to figure stuff out that I needed to stop figuring out, like that, having that proof. So, it's a computer, y'all. It's all up in here. Like Fanny's boyfriend in Georgia. I got it all up in here, y'all, and I saved everything up in here.
Hey, what's that?
That's from the Georgia District Attorney and Fanny Willis. She She had a boyfriend that she hired him, gave him $1 million. He got but $2,000 in his bank account, but she gave him $700,000, $500,000 in payment, and he was smashing her. So, and then when they asked him about the monies he spent, he was like, "Yeah, I know all the numbers." And they're like, "Well, where's the numbers at? Where's your logbooks?" He said, "I got it right up." And he didn't point, but I just when I say it, it's all up in here, y'all. It's all up in here. I got it all up in here, I tell you. Politics are amazing. Oh, the district attorneys are so powerful, man. You gotta respect the district attorney. That's a fact. If you're gonna bow down to anybody, the district attorney is number one.
Very influential.
Very. They're the most powerful person in any city they're in.
I don't know about that. But
no, they are. They're more powerful than a mayor, sir. They can do so much, and they will not take away their livelihood. Their livelihood is law. They will publicly shame them, or privately shame them, and when they suspend them and take their bar license, it's always temporary. They get it back.
What about the circuit judges?
What's the circuit judges?
What about the judges who rule on a lot of the district attorneys?
When's the last time you heard somebody say, "You're gonna never work again in this town"? Yeah, right.
I don't know about that.
You're gonna never work again? No, dude. These people are super powerful, and I mean super powerful. But anyway, I digress. We have this week that came. Did you have any feelings about the two clashing supposedly with what's this called? Easter.
Wait, the trend? No. I didn't even know that was a recurring holiday with in terms of the Easter.
Well, no. I did a little research for the show. That's the only reason why I know that. Layman ain't gonna know that. Somebody who's casually going through it. But if you have a little more emotion to it, you probably would have found it out. But your emotion is not strong enough. Being that you're a man of that book, you like that book.
Yeah.
So you like the book. So this is about Jesus and stuff like that. So I thought that you might be a little more opinionated about what's going on.
Well, to be honest, I didn't even know that this was currently. So I mean, if it was believed that at some point this year that Easter would fall on a day that would coincide with this transgender holiday, and it was known and maybe it was talked about at the time when they were drafting this holiday. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't take it as it's almost a joke. I don't know. I don't take it like. I don't really take it on that level.
On a personal level, it's a bit of a joke. Why even bother doing any research or even caring? Yeah. Here's the thing: you're a teacher. Did anybody have this in school to talk about, or no?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're good. Yeah. So you didn't have like anybody trying to put any pressure. Like, listen, everybody. This is what we're promoting. This is what we're pushing. Was any of that happening? Any pushing?
No, on a Sunday.
Wait, that's right. It was a Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad you
Yeah.
didn't have to go through that. You know, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's going to be some teachers in the future that's going to have to maybe talk about these different holidays that are becoming now big.
Nah, I think they probably let that issue go and not even touch that stuff, especially because and they get lucky that it happens on a Sunday. But you know, I think it's something you'd have to deal with your kids personally.
Of course.
Yeah, that's
of course.
You know,
well, my
real,
children and I, we never discussed it. We never talked about it. Never had any conversation about the thing. It never came up. Maybe it's because I'm homeschooling.
So it's not even a. Oh, you mean a conversation about the holiday in general? About
Right.
not the holiday, the Biden instituting the holiday. Was it Biden? Was it Obama?
Biden, of course.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I don't say, oh, of course, being that they're exempt from this. Most of the stuff they do, we don't find out until they're gone. And they're waving at us like, hey, you know, and creating amazing movies and documentaries for us. And then, of course, we have the Tyson's chicken thing. But we're not going to get into that. That's a story for another day. But, do you think there's any validity to my point where I grew up, one of those kids out there in Times Square running amok, and there was different sects of people that had their, you know, their tribalism. And I would say that in that tribalism at that time, it wouldn't have been appreciated by that group. They would have been like,
so
what
there
the
would
hell
have been a
is this?
ragtag group of transgenders that would have regulated, or Easter people who would have beat up transgenders because they wouldn't have.
I don't
Because
think it would have
it's
been
a
Easter.
federal-
It
it was
was
a
just.
federal
I think it would have
holiday.
been the fact of just acknowledgement, and like, are we really going to acknowledge this right here, the dude that's working out, you know,
I
beating
think,
all
yeah.
the girls at basketball? Like, are we rocking with this? Is
I don't
this
know.
it?
I
think they say no.
I think because I don't have my ear down to the streets. Answer that. My ear isn't down to the streets. I don't even know how this is like affecting or bothering people. I don't know.
You know what the consensus is?
Because I
out
feel
there?
like most anger is secondhand anger. So I don't even know what.
Twitter anger.
Yeah, it's Twitter. So it's
It's
not.
Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
But can I tell you what the argument is out there?
What's the argument?
The gripe.
Yeah, what's the gripe?
This is making a lot of noise.
I'm sorry, man.
You can put it like mine. Look, it'll fit right here perfectly. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, do it your way. So, it's that there's a war going on against Christianity.
I mean, yeah, no, I definitely, I think that's happening to some extent, but I think we no longer have to depend on outside sources, especially media, to get our fulfillment of Christianity or to start to color our Christianity. I think it's out of their hands. It's completely out of it. So, I know what my household would I plan my household to look like. I'm no longer I'm not playing that. I'm not. I can't save anybody else.
We can't save anybody else.
You can't. So So what they're doing to Christian. If you allow your faith to be taken under from little attacks like this, little nonsense, little petty little things like planning a transgender holiday, and you don't have the strength of faith within your household in order to color your, affect or influence how your children conduct themselves, then your faith wasn't strong enough in the first place, and then you'll be taken along by not like a wave, but like just a little push. I don't even know what the analogy for a short little wave going into the beach.
The short wave going to the beach. Yeah.
No, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
To learn about it.
But we know there's differences in the waves. That's what
Yeah.
we're saying. Yeah. There's the riptide, the very famous one.
It's funny, I was teaching about tides too, but the tides in relation to their effect, how the moon affects them. So I don't even know I can't even tell you what some of these other tides are.
Right. Yeah. All right. We can also talk about Mayor Adams, New York City Mayor Adams. Do you know his first name?
Eric.
Little did I know. I don't even know. Mayor Eric Adams. I really don't know anything about Mayor Adams. I have not clicked anything. LJ, my wife, listens to every community thing that he's in. He does like a morning thing every day. This guy's like, you know, it's like only 12 people watching. LJ is one of them for 2 years straight. We listen to what the mayor has to say. Well, not me. She's into that. She's into, like, I'm talking about, you have no idea. And then she's a studier of it, so she knows the dates, and she's like, you know how you know football and all that kind of stuff? People know, not you, but people know football and stats. She knows stats about this mayor.
Yeah.
It would have been great to have her on the show today. Put in the comment section if you think we should have had LJ here, at least to talk about Mayor what's his name? Eric Adams. I like his walk. He got a good walk. The guy got a good walk. That's a fact, yo. He got a good walk, man. I saw him walking yesterday when I was doing research for the show, and he was, I mean, it wasn't model walk, you know, it wasn't this, but it was a fast pace, you know, watch my shiny shoot shine as I keep it moving. Like, it was like, I like the guy's walk. It's hard to not respect the man with the right walk.
Okay.
You know?
I don't even know how he walks. I never noticed how he walks.
Look at that, and I don't even know the guy's name. I know that he used to be a police officer.
Yeah.
He's a police officer.
Yeah.
I know that he was a borough president. In New York City, there are 5 boroughs. There Staten Island, the one that most people go there and never come back out of there, and their kids all dream about being in the city. Then you have the Bronx, which is considered the most sickest, like Florida, sick in the mind people live in the Bronx. And it's actually, they're building a huge city in the Bronx, so there's a huge city going up here in the Bronx, because one of the smart cities, you know, they're putting smart cities everywhere, and it's kind of looking beautiful. But it's also known for being, like, you know, not to be surprised if you go into these basements and, you know, it's a Nicolas Cage movie. You know, not to be surprised in any way, shape, or form about the Bronx. Then you have Brooklyn, the 7th largest city in the world, or in the United States of America, where people make millions and millions of dollars and live in huge ass mansions, and you'll never know because they keep promoting you. Don't go to Brooklyn, it's so dangerous. The rich people keep telling the news, so please keep saying that. That's how fly Brooklyn is. And then you have Queens, which is like, you know, where you come in, it's like a port. You're coming in from all the airports, that's Queens. And Manhattan, last one.
Those are the boroughs, man.
Yeah,
you talking about he was a borough president.
Yeah, stop that. I don't know which borough he was in. I'm just explaining there's 5 boroughs in New York, and I gave some podcast news here. Come on, don't play with me. Yeah. So, I don't know much about Eric Adams. I know he was a Manhattan borough. No, I'm not Manhattan. I think Brooklyn borough president. I do know that, I guess. I thought about it. And he did that for, I think, 7-8 years. And he was a cop for 20-something years. And let me tell you, if you look at the 60 minutes that he did a 60-minute show when he was mayor for like 100 days. And in that 60-minute show, he had 1 bag under his eyes. He's been a mayor for 200-something days. He just went on the Breakfast Club. That's the thing I sent you. And he has 2.5 bags under his eyes now. There's a price to pay. This man went through his whole life with the swag and the face, and now he's losing the face. 2 years. 2 years. He's losing the face. What a shame. Mayor Adam, I mean, someone needs to really pull his coat and say, look, dude, look at you here and look at you here. It's time to quit. You're too fly for this.
I mean, I don't know how I never noticed how mayors look, but I seen the presidents kind of look significantly older afterwards.
Right. Like with 3 years later, they're just like, whoa, what happened back there? You know, maybe these positions, you get told too much truth. You find out too much about the world and its reality that it just adds 15 years on you.
Nah, you're probably a lot of high pressure situations constantly.
Right.
Like even if you have a stressful job, it's probably like to be representative. It's probably a daily stressful job.
Daily stressful.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even if you get, you're getting driven around places, but you're always expected to understand something you got to do and be prepared to do something. Yeah.
I mean, if let's just say this, the man that we know of, the man that I know of in the last 2 days of doing this little bit of research I've done on him, I think if someone was to show him a picture of himself at the Breakfast Club and say, this is going to be the way you look 2 years, 3 months after you become mayor, I think he would have said, nah, I'm not going to do it.
Maybe.
I think he's that vain. I think he is that vain.
Is that what you got from the interview?
Oh, this is Vanity Smurf. If Mayor Adams was a Smurf, he would be Vanity Smurf. Because the man got too much swag, his smile is big, this is the man who has sex. This is a man who Mayor Adams is getting quenched. He's not coming home to his woman and saying, baby, could you please? No. He's coming home to readiness, willingness, and ableness. This is a man who is receiving some of the best fellatio in America.
He seems satisfied.
He's satisfied. He's happy. That man is happy. Let me tell you. But I think he's so vain that if he would have saw the way this is going to end up, despite all that other stuff that's great, he would have never did this job. He's too vain. That's a fact. Premium Black News, you heard it here first. Somebody write that down. No, don't write it down. I'll clip it. What say you? Did you ever get a chance to watch the show?
I watched the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Ulric always says to watch the whole thing.
I only watch it.
I appreciate that. So, what did you think overall of this Breakfast Club, Eric Adams, Charlemagne the God, along with DJ Envy, who could be considered, let me not even go there with the epithets or the, what's that called, the ad hominems about DJ Envy's other names. What was the young lady's name? Do you recall? Do you remember?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, she has her own YouTube show.
Afterthought.
Check this out about this young lady. The young woman has her own YouTube channel that is based on bashing Eric Adams.
Afterthought. That lady doesn't even deserve mention. That doesn't even start me on my video.
But she's part of the whole reason why we're going over here with the show.
Yeah,
we're not here for DJ Envy and what he had to say.
I'm referring to her. I'm talking about her name, her notoriety.
Yeah,
she's a talking head. But anyway, all right. So what
do
I feel about the
video? And paid for?
I'm gonna explain it. But what I feel about the Eric Adams in the first place. To be honest, I had a bad idea of the kind of guy Eric Adams was. I thought he was a far left, crazy, super anti-Trump, out of his mind kind of guy. But this interview completely changed how I saw him. Completely. I don't know about the vanity thing.
You talking 180 or 360?
I have a completely different image of what I saw him. I truly was getting his idea of who he was as a person through news stories that not even news stories, just like random crap that was even things that were celebrating him, it seemed like contrived or fake. It seemed like nonsense, like he was just working for a machine. But I didn't understand how conservative he actually is, how conservative his philosophy actually is. And I didn't understand how, when he actually broke things down, what happens when you actually see when just even though he's Democrat, what happens when you interact with somebody, with this lady who doesn't deserve to be mentioned, this waste, this talking, like she's literally just there to attack things. She's literally just there to propagandize. She was literally just there to complain. So let me paint the picture, because these people probably didn't see the video. So the Breakfast Club episode was Charlemagne Eric Adams, and this political commentator who's obviously admitted they were far leftist.
Wait, admitted that what?
They were far leftist.
That we are far leftist?
Yes.
Who's we? Who the hell is we?
The lady admitted she was far left because Eric Adams referred to her in the far. It was in the video.
Sorry.
You
seen what you saw. I only saw what I saw.
But so the lady was the lady was literally just every time Eric Adams would say something that just had merit, was just a reasonable response. Okay, first, all right, again, all right. So Eric Adams was on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and all those characters. For some reason, there was a political commentator on. This was maybe a black lady in her mid-20s. She had crazy eyelashes like a bird. I'm sorry. She had it just looked ridiculous. She had mannerisms like a bird. I'm sorry, like she's blinking.
A bird, like she's like a literal clucking of a bird, or just a bird at a bar.
Like a bird, like you can just say the simplest thing. You can get her out of character in a second. You're getting whatever she is. You can tell that she has listen. This lady's an attorney. She's an attorney.
She mentioned it many times.
She's an attorney, and
she wouldn't stop mentioning it.
I'd hate to be a jerk, but she really rubbed me the wrong way. Because it's one thing to disagree, but it was like argue with a confident dumb woman. I was gonna say confident dumb person. I just couldn't get it. Confident dumb woman.
Yeah, wrong and strong.
Just wrong and strong to like the
dogmatic.
Umpteenth degree. Dogmatic is a great way to say it. But she just wouldn't stop. And she's the kind of person, she was getting hit so much, everything that was getting through, she wasn't learning from. She wasn't. She wasn't
getting through, she wasn't learning from. So she was speaking what she just read.
She was complete. She was literally there to make. Every time he was supposed to say something positive, he did. She was just there to make something contradictory, because it wasn't even. It was a lot because she was straight up on the straight. She was actually agreeing with him if you just listen to them. Right. She was agreeing on like very specific things that he did, and one of the biggest disagreements and one of the parts that just would drive me crazy. She was like, he mentioned all the ways that New York has been safer since he's been mayor, in which I didn't even understand. Obviously it's coming off the pandemic. Can't get obviously crime's gonna go down when there's jobs coming. People can finally work. It's not as time. Exactly. But it's not gonna. But she kept going back to this point that people don't feel safer, and some of your rhetoric is people make it not feel. There was a study done that people don't feel safe, and I swear the anger just listening to her was palpable. Like she's not there for any results, not there any tangible. No matter what kind of improvements they're make, she's gonna have some kind of nonsensical connection to something like Eric Adams would say something along the lines of, crime has been gone way down, including armed robberies, illegal gun ownership, blah, 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 things like that. And she said, but what about that black man who was shot down and blah, 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 blah. Just some stupid, just some nonsense.
What about that guy in Queens?
What are you talking?
What about that 19-year-old in Queens?
Because a few years ago, murder just wasn't happening. Yeah, murder didn't exist before.
This is a new thing.
Yeah, exactly. But that she drove me absolutely up bonkers, like completely bonkers.
Wow.
But Eric Adams really made a great impression on me. I didn't realize how rational he was, because a lot of it.
Were you watching or just listening?
I listened mostly at points. I noticed at one point, a lot of times, which I definitely would have done, he was just turned away from her.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
That's what I would have done the whole time.
Did you see when he turned his back to her?
Why is he talking to her? Why is he? Who are you? I'm here to be interviewed by them. Right. I don't even know what you're here for. I'm right here for, because I bet you it was presented to him to be interviewed on the Breakfast Club, not to have a political panel. And he was blindsided by this person.
Boom!
Come on.
Boom! That's what I told LJ. This woman has a whole channel dedicated to going at him.
But why do they always lose? Every time they bring somebody to make look dumb, they always lose. Every It's like it's weird. It's starting to get like I was starting to like try to wrap my head around like this conspiratorial part of my mind, thinking maybe they really want Eric Adams to excel. That's why they're making her look so dumb. And actually, this is Charlamagne smarter than I thought. But no, that's stupid. They're not thinking that far ahead.
Can I tell you
they're
something?
not thinking that far. Yeah. Go ahead.
There's a huge group of people that thinks that she did great.
All right. Oh yeah, I saw the comments. Don't get me. But the comments with such contrived horseshit. Like it had to be the same people who watch the show and celebrate things that Charlamagne say that were in those comments. It can't be any normal reasonable. I mean, she sounded. Every point she made was wrong, and at some point she would just splurt out words when he wasn't even speaking to her. She'd be like, "Oh, it wasn't for that. It was just some." She was just like a child. Like she made herself look so bad, and she had no respect. I'm not saying that to hold your political, hold your political appointees accountable and question them, but she wasn't even being respectful in any sort of way or asking any reasonable questions. And I think he should have I think that the turning of I think he handled her I think she deserved less respect than she was given.
Right.
But
I think honestly he gave her so much respect.
So like crazy respect,
thought
man.
That it was insanity that this woman thinks it's all right to interrupt a person when they're speaking.
I mean,
like the way she did shows her debate skills are trash.
She's an attorney.
This is like, yeah, but and then she wouldn't stop mentioning, I'm an attorney, and I'm an attorney. Like, whoa, lady, so what?
And I hate to say one more thing, but the whole time I was thinking, I don't even know if this, but I kept thinking, you make it look like you in an affirmative action hire. That's what you seem like. That's what you seem like. You literally seem like you were not, if you had to compete with peers with any intellect, there's no way you can excel with how you're conducting yourself, with how you presented yourself. There's no way. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. Listen, I've never got close. I never got close to taking the bar, getting close to law school. I know if we were having a discussion, I would embarrass this lady.
You did go to a law fraternity.
This lady was so like he should have been a shit. Like she, all right. No, but she.
Give me more, Ulric. I need more.
No. See, I'm not gonna just belittle, but and she looks crazy. She looked crazy.
When you say look crazy, now we're talking about
stupid eyelashes.
The eyelash. What did you think about the hard wig?
I try to let that go. I let that go.
Wow.
I didn't even say nothing. I let that go.
And on her YouTube channel, she's wearing like some sort of fake dreads that are all colorful and twisted and turning.
Oh, wow. That's funny. She
goes to the Breakfast Club and she tries to give off that exotic look. I'm an exotic black.
Wait, that's what she was going for.
They all want to be exotic.
That was exotic.
That's what. Isn't that what they're doing?
Wig, I mean, that was
the hair?
That was absurd. That was like absurd.
This is an Indian woman's hair.
That was absurd.
If you're wearing an Indian woman's hair,
was ridiculous.
And you have this skin, even though, what did you think? I think she's Jamaican or something. She has a Jamaican accent.
She did. I
that
didn't
was
hear an
very
accent.
Jamaican.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
That was Jamaican.
I couldn't hear it. Wow, she's made ashamed of herself. Sorry.
I don't want to speak for LJ.
This crazy woman's gonna find me. Watch.
That'll be fine.
No.
She looks like she can, follow your 30-day rule.
That's funny.
And that's an inside joke, but if you look through the shows, all the banter we have, you can figure that out. It takes time. So here's the thing. This woman was brought in by the show in order to take DJ Envy and Charlamagne out of the attack. It was so sucker move. She was the sucker punch that these two guys were fully unaware of, fully not equipped in any way to deal with this. And when she kind of Adams all like chalked up, and a lot of people would, Charlamagne rescued the man, because right when he got flustered, you know what it was? Is that it was so ludicrous.
And
She
they were
was
actually dual
saying
questions at
that
one point.
yeah, it was so ludicrous when she was asking him. Your brain is not your brain everywhere you go. When you go to the pool, when you go to the gym, when you go to the supermarket, all those your brain is focused on kind of what the task is here. This woman is coming at him with crazy land.
For real, I mean,
If you stutter a little bit, that doesn't mean you won the argument.
Yeah, exactly.
If you make the man stutter and he gets a little flustered and like, what the hell is this woman talking about with no facts?
And he clarified a lot. He clarified. He did not leave anything. He clarified everything she threw at him.
I didn't like it. I thought it was tacky of the show to do this man like that, a professional. And then they like to throw around.
But he did play the race card at the end.
He did play the race card twice. Twice.
You know,
Tell me what you remember about the race card.
That actually, he really did change my feelings on him. Because when he was doing it, I'm like, whatever it takes to win, man. You keep going.
You gave him a mulligan. You said, no big deal.
I gave him a
deal.
bad, yeah.
Yeah. We know who you're working with.
He's like, do you see what they try to do? They talked about how they wait till this migrant, how they tried to send, I guess, migrants to all the cities that have black mayors. And he's smart. He incorporated all of them. That was genius. He said, they go to here. You don't think we know that? And the showman had no choice but to agree.
You're talking about when he said they're coming after the black mayors.
The black mayors.
In America are under attack. You gave him the pass.
He is taken, but it's funny because they're going after experienced new mayors, not necessarily black mayors, because they wouldn't hire any incorporate any black mayor that has any season or anything like that, because they wouldn't trust him. They wouldn't trust like that. But they are going after new mayors, and I agree with them. But then that's
you agree with the federal government to go after all these mayors?
No, it's not the federal government going after you. What are you talking about? The federal?
Isn't the federal government going after?
I thought he was referring to DeSantis and all them. How maybe
remember
I
she said
conflated two things.
They took his phone. Eric Adams' phone was taken by the FBI.
Oh no, that I wasn't even talking about that. But there was one.
I mean, Mayor.
No, there was one. So that might be possible. I'm conflating two things, but there was one where Eric Adams was talking about how Ron DeSantis would send migrants on busloads to New York City and Chicago and stuff like that. And they all happen to be black mayors and happen to be dealing with all the things like that. And they're putting them in crappy situations. But then again, that's what New York gets for saying they're sanctuary city.
New York didn't say that. The federal government ruled that.
Is that how that happens?
That's how that happens. New York has been ruled a sanctuary city by the federal government.
See, that just endears me more to Eric Adams.
Yeah, the federal government is saying that you have, the federal government is the reason why Border Patrol can't stop the migrants from coming in. They already passed the laws that says they're allowed to cut the chains and let all the migrants in.
Wait. So, because that's crazy at the.
We're learning with you, y'all. Should I read some of the chat?
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. That's from LJ. Steve Ladner. We used to put confused people in special hospitals.
Jeez.
And then LJ said 2009. I get that must be from maybe when the thing started. That just happened to clash with what's it called? Just across the Rio Grande from where I live, people didn't play pretend games because they knew what can and will happen. That's Steve Latner. I never see a dog chew his sack off and pretend to be female. That's another Steve Latner. Fulton County is where Fannie Willis is from. Thank you, LJ. National Wage Esquire. I don't know what that is. Nathaniel Wade. What's that about? Yup. Elected, never rejected. All those roles.
No, it doesn't think the federal government doesn't choose sanctuary cities.
What are you saying? We applied for it?
Yeah.
And got approved by the federal government?
No, because the whole point of sanctuary city is to be
you see what I tried to do there, right? You see what I tried to do there, right?
All right, there'll be more clear. I got to get better educated on that.
Eric Adams was born in 1960, September 1st.
Okay.
Senator Brooklyn Borough. Yeah, he was a senator and the Brooklyn Borough president, turned into mayor. 8 years serving Brooklyn Borough president. FBI grades, getting that Turkish funding. He was getting Turkish funding. See, LJ knows all this stuff. She should have been here today. I apologize for that. Sanctuary city status is all fun and games until it gets real. That was Steve.
Steve is on fire.
I live about 1 mile from the Rio Grande in the city that knows better than to play the game.
That's the city that knows better.
Yeah. My ex-wife is a paralegal, educated dummy. Damn. He said my ex-wife is a paralegal, educated dummy. Wow.
Is that Ladner again?
Yes. And then we have
we gotta get him on the show. We gotta get him like live on the show.
Grammy. What's MAHO Maho Grammy Granny GAN. Yeah, Mahogany. Thank you. I bet she has plans to run for mayor. I'm not a fan, but I agree with most of what he said regarding policing. Right. She's clear. Yeah, like, you know what Mayor Adams said? If you're living in a tent and you have feces on the ground and the other section,
we're gonna voluntarily take
yeah. I think it's time to come with us.
I mean, what are you doing?
Only problem is a lot of that power gets abused.
You know what else I forgot about this crazy lady? She didn't disagree with the fact that all the points he levied against her. Talk about you'd rather have it we didn't have police at all, where people don't get arrested for when they commit crimes, where people get open, people don't get evicted when they save people out. She didn't disagree with that crap. She just kept going. That was funny, man. She's something else.
You know,
these Marxists,
you know what pissed me off about?
She's a witch.
Let me tell you about DJ Envy. DJ Envy's first question goes, I want to ask you about the congestive pricing, because you know they have all these streets now. If you drive through the streets, you got to pay $15. That's the way it's going down in Manhattan, and it's all started from that's the way it is in London.
To de-incentivize the population growth.
To de-incentivize.
Or maybe car ownership.
Yeah, car ownership. Because he said if you're below 60th Street, I don't feel bad for you to take the train. It's the best train service in the world. And yet this woman is screaming, people are not safe on the train. Where's her poll? I want to see what poll did you take that people feel. And you take the train. How often do you take the train a week?
All the time, every single day, every day, even on weekends. I'll find a reason to take the train.
I'm going out. You jumping on the train.
Again, I might get an Uber back, but I'm taking a train there. I might need.
But your Uber back, is it because you feel unsafe?
Please.
That's not what it is.
Now, first of all, I've gone on train and crazy on it might be because the trains can be crazy, like the wait can just be absurd to the point where I lose my mind. Like it can be like an hour and a half or some goofy thing like that. Like there's just too much.
Like if it's a Sunday morning, 4 in the morning, and the train is not coming for 45 minutes.
It's just crazy, or just delay, or just keeps tricking it. Yeah, it just keeps tricking it.
Give me the Uber.
But normally in a train, no, it's fine. Usually I look pretty weird on the train to people, I think, if anything. People probably because I probably have like drunken energy and stuff like that. So I wonder how I like appear to people, and I'm like kind of.
I'm sure you fit right in. On
No,
a
but
Sunday
I'm not.
morning.
But I'm not like jovial on the train. It's not like a place to be jovial. So I'm somewhat to myself. So it's not like I'm at a bar where I'm like, hey, what's up, hey, women. But on a train, it's a train. It's like public.
Right,
So I'm
right.
like somewhat, my face is somewhat chill. I have like headphones in, but I'm constantly like looking around, checking up. I'm looking around for women, but I'm not gonna actually broach that on the train. But
Whoa,
I'm constantly.
whoa. Take that back. Are you telling me that you on a Sunday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, on your way home, are not hollering at the girls?
No, not like on the, because I've been in a situation where I like talk to them, but like it's like it's just a train is like a different, like I don't know, it's just a different line, and I know how I come off. I don't want to like scare the crap out of people.
Who's gonna be scared of you? Nobody. That's like the perfect time.
No, gosh.
You got that drunk, bald-headed energy. Black man, bald-headed energy.
And first of all, if I'm on the trains, it's probably already like I probably expended like it's probably like 6:37. Like it's
like a little later. It's like 7 in the morning.
Yeah, it's like morning time.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
different.
like
That's
the people on
different.
the train are like
No, that's different.
yeah.
If it was 4 in the morning, you still got a chance.
Yeah, there's like these are like the blue collar people waking up first thing in the morning, like
Yeah. These are like the worker bees, the 4'8" Hispanic lady gonna go punch in her job to clean up the mess that you and all your friends made at the bar and the party and the hotels and all that stuff. Yeah, 7 in the morning is different. But wait a minute, you leave parties and get on the train at 7 a.m. These are after hour spots then.
Yeah.
You're the man.
The man. Not no more.
My educator.
What you say?
My educator guy over here hits after hour spots still at 33 years old.
What a sweet thing to say.
I'm impressed. I'm 50. I don't do that anymore. After hour spot. Then again, I can't even imagine that right now. It doesn't make any sense. I have a family. Anyway, we did the Mayor Adams thing. Let's do a couple of clips. I sent you a few clips this week, and we'll check out. Oh, the sanctuary cities, though. That's what we were talking about, and how his hands are tied. He has to feed these people. He can't allow them to work.
Yeah, and he's expressing something that needs to be expressed more to on shows like this, explaining how the budgetary restrictions affect how administration distributes money. Not saying we need money, we need $50 billion to go to blah, 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 or something like that. And he was talking about how he wanted to cut a bunch of, cut a certain amount of money so they're not just bleeding money out of the, out of the public budget, which ends up making people pay more and pay more taxes. And then preschool doesn't need any money anyway. I agree with him. White people bad here for preschool. Who needs a preschool? That doesn't even make any sense. That's the definition of superfluous. That's pointless. Well, preschool.
The preschool is there.
School.
They believe that preschool is there because it's giving your child a little bit of a leap forward in the education world, like first grade.
That's what parenting's supposed to do. Read to your kids when they're babies.
But here's another problem with that. The parents have to work to pay rent.
My mother had to work, and she would read things like what a first know, what a second grader needs to know, what a kindergartner needs to know. I mean, it's exhausting, but parents find time. I'd probably be exhausted, but you find the time. It's not up to the government to find the time for your kids. All right, but anyway, what the heck was I looking for?
And then we need to indoctrinate the kids so they can get jobs and work.
I mean, yeah, we got to teach them. They got to contribute to society in some way. This one, though, by the way.
It's a good one. fair use, by the way, to the algorithm. And I say fair use because there's this whole policy that YouTube swears by. And they say that you're allowed to discuss news articles and news reels and even show them. But we're going to just kind of listen, and we won't maybe show. Maybe if we play it the second time, we might just show a little clip. I want you to pay attention and listen to this news clip. Ready.
Begin with a Channel 2 Action News exclusive. Authorities say gangs are using drones to drop contraband into prisons. And they believe the owner of this drone repair shop and one of his workers are part of the operation. Good evening, I'm George Estevez. Justin Farmer has a night off.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Stouffer. It's believed to be the largest criminal operation of its kind in Georgia history. Agents uncovered ecstasy, meth, guns, and cell phones at dozens of prisons. New at 6, Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live tonight. Mark, this investigation focused on drone drops into Georgia prisons.
And the key is what it kept out of Georgia prisons. Georgia Department of Corrections Special Agents says Operation Skyhawk culminated to targeting one of many networks at the focus of the investigation. Networks including one involved a business called Thunder Drones and drone drops of drugs, cell phones, and more into Georgia prisons. Are you involved in drone drops of contraband into Georgia prisons?
Not that I know of. All we do is repair drones.
He was in communications with inmates within the Georgia Department of Corrections and their associates on the outside.
Including gang members?
Absolutely. About making drone drops, contraband drops.
You don't know who you're repairing them for, who you're providing them to?
Most of our business is consumer business. We've repaired drones for local Atlanta and interstate.
We did electronic interceptions on Mr. Robert Schwartz, his business here, Thunder Drones, and inmates and associates of inmates.
Have you broken the law?
No, sir.
The message that Governor Kemp gave me a year ago when I took over this job to crack down on gangs and contraband, that's exactly what we're doing here.
Georgia Department of Corrections, GDC Commissioner Tyrone Oliver says corrections agents thundered into a business called Thunder Drones in Gwinnett County, armed with a search warrant
No pun
and
intended.
arrest warrant for Robert Schwartz involving drone drops of contraband into Georgia prisons. He says drones shown as outside Thunder Drones were among more than 50 drones seized in 2 simultaneous raids, and if the allegations prove true in court, he anticipates Schwartz will be dropping into prison for an extended stay.
This will be the largest gang RICO case in the history of the state of Georgia, and it originated by the men and women here at Georgia Department of Corrections.
The commissioner says prosecutors are working with GDC special agents to ask grand juries across the state to return RICO and gang indictments against Schwartz and many others. If you face gang and or RICO charges, what's your response?
All I do is repair drones. I've been doing it. I've been repairing radio control things for 50 years. I don't know what they're even here for.
We stopped roughly 170 prison drops during the course of this investigation.
GDC Special Agent Greg Phillips says the investigation started in November 2022, led to the recovery of lots of drugs, including 51 pounds of what appeared to be ecstasy, but while they are not lab tested yet, Phillips says he believes many of the pills contain deadly fentanyl. He says takedowns outside prisons during the investigation, Operation Skyhawk, yielded 22 guns he believes were intended for security for the drone operations, and 273 cell phones were recovered before they made it into prisons, with a prison value of contraband totaling around $7 million.
We've arrested 146 individuals associated with contraband drops. Out of those 146, 8 of them are correctional officers, or were.
Did you have any role in drone drops into state prisons? Is that a yes or no?
No comment.
No comment. Did you break the law?
Good girl.
The commissioner says Thunder Drones employee Nelda Albert was also arrested on charges related to drone drops of contraband and inmate communications. Commissioner Oliver says the second raid was on Schwartz's home.
It's an agricultural drone. A drone this size could actually lift a human being.
You believe this was part of the operation?
Don't know yet. Still early in the investigation.
Gloves are off. There's full transparency. We know we have an epidemic in our prisons with contraband, and we're going to go get it.
Phillips says in a briefing he reminded officers the raids were on Maundy Thursday, day of Christ's Last Supper.
It represents humility and selflessness and service to others.
Feel like you fulfilled that today?
Absolutely.
Now, Commissioner Oliver says while 8 GDC officers were arrested in the investigation, it was good GDC officers who arrested them. Now, Matt Wolf says, while we were at the house, 2 guys pulled up suddenly outside Thunder Drones, tried to leave, and a search of the car turned up a stolen gun and a drone, and one was arrested. We used photos from the Georgia Department of Corrections in our report. Reporting live, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
A lot of people don't know this, but the best way to prevent divorce is stop separation.
So we have in Georgia an old man being handcuffed, taken out of his little tiny shop, and they're just walking all slow, and they're talking to him, and they're walking up slow, and it's like, it looks totally staged. It's like, wait a minute, why are y'all walking so slow? It just was a little comical. I mean, maybe he had shackles on his feet, possibly.
So how is he complicit? So why is he, like, they didn't even explain how he's a part of it.
They did very quickly. They said that they have proof that he is in communications with people from jail and their associates. So,
but they wouldn't even need to involve him. They just need the drone.
And I just need the I need an arm. I need an arm in the bottom that just opens. Can I get that?
Just have him explain him how to use it. Okay, I got this. Maybe it's such a complex drop. They need a experienced drone flyer.
Is he even giving them lessons in flying? Or is he telling them?
No, they need
this
like
little
him.
button right here is the you press that, it comes back to your house.
And how doesn't it's a prison? They don't see a drone flying. It's a prison.
It's a prison.
I don't even understand. That's
don't
ridiculous.
You guys have towers in prisons? What the towers is for?
That's like an Onion article story or something like that.
Tell me what that means. Onion article.
Onions are like these. You definitely seen it before. There's these like kind of fake articles said in a read and said either it's video or an article in a really serious form, like teenage. It's been found that 20% of teenage artists literally can't even, and stuff like that.
Literally can't
even. You know how teenagers, like, I guess more of suburban teenagers are like, I can't even. Yeah, it's like some sassy crap. Like some along those lines.
So now the truth is out there that they actually can't even.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, exactly. Actually, that sounds more of the headline than mine. But
it's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift.
But they're a lot cleverer than mine. A lot of the articles.
Right.
But that whole video and that whole like video, even the guy at the end, how the reporter, he sounded kind of ridiculous. He kind of
ridiculous.
Goofy.
I have my TV voice now. And I'm going to switch in between it because I haven't used it in a 6-month period. Because I'm just,
They just needed like the guy, the what's it called, Fail Out Gangster talks about how they use drones to, we deliver stuff.
What about the black woman? We ain't got no time for that.
Wait, I didn't. Well, I forgot there's a black woman in the video.
No,
the hypothetical. Oh, the hypothetical. Gotcha.
I ain't got no time for that.
I was like, whoa. But that was interesting. If that is real, that was something.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, why would a guy in prison be talking directly with the drone man?
And even the drone man is kind of goofy.
All prison calls are being videoed. I mean, Young Thug taught us that. Check this out. Here's a little interesting thing. Along the prison system here in the United States of America, prisoners believe that when they call you, all they have to press is one particular number.
And they're not recorded?
And they're not recorded. And they clicking it. My wife's uncle was in prison. And he would call her once every 6 months. Sometimes he might even go years. And he would call her from time to time, and every time it would be his click, all these clickings. And I remember saying to myself, like, why are they doing that? And she says, oh, if you click it, then it won't record. And I was just like, do you understand? This is me 10 years ago, 14 years ago, when she's getting these calls. This is me telling her, do you know that it was probably the jail that promoted that rumor? It was the jail that promoted the rumor.
A lot of these, they have live, but my ex's dad, one of his retirement job was to listen in on prisoners' phone calls. That was his job. So they have an active person who's doing that also. If not for just a machine, they were like, what, something's amiss, I'm not hearing it, what are you saying?
Right.
I don't have this transcript for this time.
Like in that Young
That's
Thug
absurd.
trial, one of the young people that was like his IT guy, they're accusing him of a murder. That he murdered some guy just to get a higher rank in his job. Mind you, he's a job. Like he's like a kid who's just working like a job, like, you know, doing like computer stuff. And they telling me that the computer guy killed someone just so he can get a better job position. Like, dude, you working a 9 to 5. What are you? It just was absolutely. The case is absolutely crazy. I don't get it.
Wait.
Go ahead.
What was it? Wait.
Young Thug has like an IT guy who's like 20 years old. They're accusing him of murder. They said that he murdered someone because he wanted to get a better position in the place. Mind you, this guy is just like an IT guy.
A better, like, among Young Thug's, like, crew? Like, he's an
I don't
entourage?
know. I don't know. No, he's working. They paid him. Whatever the case is, it's absolutely a crazy case. But check this out. When the guy, the minute he gets to jail, all you hear is the clicking of the phone. He's pressing that button. Oh my God! Oh my God! You guys in jail are just pieces. Yo, these jail people are so stupid. I gotta keep it real with you, man. Yo, these jail people, like Eric Adams said, everybody in jail is dyslexic. Like, yo.
No, he didn't say that.
No, he says a high percentage of dyslexia. And he has programs so they can point it out. When I was there in 93, they had programs there to point that out. Stop it. They were like, read this. Okay. You're dyslexic.
Everybody cracking up just listen to these inmates.
Yeah, I've watched tons of those inmate jail people talk. And those jail people, when they talk on the internet, they talk like this. You're not going to believe what happened. And they all got tattoos all around their neck, and they're like on YouTube. It is hilarious. These are the dumbest people you're ever going to meet. It's like, what? Sir, you can't read and write. Tell the truth. No, I'm dyslexic. Tell the truth. No, I really can't. Like, wow.
I can't do this.
I can't do it. It's not dyslexia. It's not dyslexia. You're lying. You're an idiot. But these guys across America, you know how, like, remember that guy on in Living Color? What were you gonna say? And he would be sitting in the cell. My brother, once again, we have collegiated together in order to, you know, separate one's understanding. You never watched that in Living Color?
I never watched it in Living Color.
There was a segment where the guy was in jail and he's like just talking just crazy. You know, it's like
was he
making up words,
trying to educate people?
Yeah, and then he had the little kufi on his head and he was behind bars. My brother, understand? Yeah.
Yo, that archetype, man, that archetype's been tricking people. That archetypes been tricking people into all these crazy new legislations.
Like Malcolm X and all that.
They think everybody who goes to prison start preaching at people.
You remember I got into that little pinch in Connecticut. I got pinched in Connecticut for some cannabis. They were like, this here is it's a bad thing. Yeah, so I got caught in a little thing, a little pinch. So I had to go to jail. And I was like, wow, these were the dumbest group of human beings I ever met in my life. So I just decided to write. And I just nonstop, I just wrote every day for 29 days, like 300 pages of just amazing stuff. And these guys were the dumbest guys in the world. They would watch The Price is Right. I'm like, how can you watch The Price is Right every day and not know that this fucking car is only $20,000, man? They're like, yeah, $14,000. I bet you a pack of soup. I'm like,
if you couldn't stand that show.
Yeah, these people are like, yo, just the concepts of the way things should work. It's all comes from a need base, like a welfare base,
it's a forward thinking thing, I think. In other words, consequences. There was crazy evil people did that things. the eugenicist people. That's what they sound the racial gap was. They said it was forward
I
thinking.
sound like a eugenicist.
No, but
Oh,
it's not
okay.
what. No.
I don't wanna
I'm
sound
not
like a
saying. No, I'm not
eugenicist.
saying you sound like eugenicist.
No,
But I'm saying,
I mean,
but,
at least I
but
have
that
the,
is.
I have
but
the
that,
man boobs of the number one
But that's
eugenicist in the
but
world
that's
right
fine.
now.
But even with kids,
We
who,
got the same.
kids who I see who couldn't excel. They don't have. They would like literally not understand how them being extra and stuff would affect them later. They don't have that way of thinking. They just think getting your point across now is more important. They don't understand. But so I think that is real in some way. Same way they don't know how to look forward, so they don't pay attention to some of these prices, so they can understand how to get it right the next time when they're watching the prices right. They just keep on winging it, but with the different confidence.
How many months you been here? You don't know that car's like. And then I remember I was there whenever there was this like supercar week, and I happened to take a glance at it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's the Ferrari 924. You know, that's starts at 180,000, maybe 220, and then nah. I was like, I'm not gonna argue with you people. And they hated me.
Lost that.
I tell you, they clapped when I left, right?
They what?
When I walked out the door, they clapped. They clapped.
Hey, that's special.
They were like, please get this man out of here.
You ruined their, their dreams of getting the price accurate.
Well, it was so many other things. That's just one thing. They didn't even know what they were eating. I was like, can I speak to the chef? I want to know what is this on the plate.
Good luck.
Like, what's up with that? And he's like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, all right. I need to go.
Sandwiches.
I used to be like, I need to go in the kitchen and see what's going on, because I'm not eating this crap. But anyway, I digress from all this. You see, you get a little more comes. You figure things out. You know, you learn a little bit about Ulric incrementally. And you learn a lot about BigElvis and Chef Rosenberg. Come on, play one more thing. Come on, I'm feeling good. I got a little bit of time in the rain today. Your phone? I don't know where your phone went. All right. Well, Ulric finds his phone. We had it right here a second ago. I don't know where's it at now. Okay. He called you. What's that heifer's name again? Margaret Stanger?
Oh, Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger.
That's the big eugenicist. I forgot what she's notable for something else though, but I forgot what it was.
Looks like Mahogany is joining in. That's pretty cool. I appreciate it. Mahogany, I'm curious as to, have you subscribed? Are you a subscriber? And if you were a supporter, just go to the description and there'll be some way for you to support, because we're not looking for fans.
Alright, so
we're looking for supporters.
Alright, so let's see what we got here.
Somebody tell Adam I quit. It's already
Gotta
an
show this
unsafe
one.
environment. Now my kids gotta look at their uncle in the thought. What are you doing, Adam? What's going on? I quit. Say he quit. My daddy ain't with that shit right there. Somebody tell Adam I quit. It's already an unsafe environment. Now my kids gotta look at their uncle in the thought. What are you doing, Adam? What's going on? I quit. Say he quit. My daddy ain't with that shit right there. Somebody tell Adam I quit.
Can you go to the comment section on that?
On this one? Okay.
You should see my comment. Might be that has the most likes.
Unsafe environment could be considered the
Right.
guy.
Can you read that comment for the good people?
Unsafe environment could be considered the guy in a car that's moving at a high rate of speed, not wearing a seatbelt, nor is the child strapped down properly. Please take this video down before your true haters get at you.
And then read what somebody wrote to me.
I think you already did that. No. And you said, I am an objectives. I hate to motivate.
I meant to say I am an objectivist. I hate to motivate. I don't play a hate. We have a man here who works for Adam 21, and Adam 21 has a whole entire TV network where they have different segments and different podcasters come in, and he pays them, like, you know, he gives them a salary for this. This guy is supposedly quitting because Adam, this is his second or his third announcement in the last, it's, you know, 2024. First announcement was that he's letting his wife sleep with another man on video. And the second one was that he's going to do a contest where men have a reality style TV contest to sleep with her. And then they have eliminations and things like that.
Yeah.
This is his third announcement, is that he is, well, the rumor is he's going to be having some sort of alternative sex. Don't know what the sex is yet. I haven't gone deeply into it. And he has released, according to this guy in the car, pictures of himself in a thong. Thongs are also called speedos. So, is it a what's it called, thong? Is it one tiny straps? I didn't want to look up the picture. I didn't want that look at that. You know, I didn't really want to look at Adam in that way, because we're talking about a guy who's making arguably $1 million a month on YouTube. If not that, half that. Okay, minimum. And through AdSense and through sponsorships, it's probably even through the roof. So let me just say this. Why the hell is Adam in a thong talking about alternative sex? And then all of this is about the bag. He wants to get to a certain number. I don't know if that number is ever going to be achieved. But what say you about a guy who's quitting his show because of what Adam is doing with these pictures? Like, if I wanted to take some pictures in a thong, would you then quit what we're doing here?
I mean, what would that have to do with me?
Boom.
I
gave you a lot of room there. You could have really got at me crazy right there. I was like, oh my God, what did I just say?
No, but I don't even understand this guy, because doesn't Adam 22 do kind of weird stuff all the time and says just weird, kind of odd, off-kilter, almost suspect things regularly?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. He's controversial, is all I know.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's doing another thing controversial and that makes a guy want to not work with him is actually a little surprising. And yeah, let's hopefully that guy has a lot of other prospects that he can just up and just quit opportunities like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I found it interesting that he says he feels unsafe and he doesn't want his daughter, who refers to Adam as uncle. First of all, I have a problem with you having a child refer to someone who employs you as uncle.
Yeah, I don't play that. I wouldn't even bring her away in my workplace.
I mean, like, dude, this is post-slavery, bro. What are you doing, man? Whole situation here where you're being hired by somebody to do a job, and your children are now calling them uncle, and then you're saying that you don't like this unsafe environment, but yet you're driving around in a car, no seatbelt on, and the baby got no seatbelt on. What are you doing?
It should be in like a baby
car
seat
seat
or something.
And the baby should be in a car seat, and you talking about him. What the hell is going on here?
You just had to make a video right quick.
And now we all know that you call your boss uncle. What? What?
I don't understand this guy. He's coming off a lot more clownish than Adam is wearing a thong. He's just gonna, you know, he does things the way he does things.
Yeah, it's up to him to live his life. It's his journey, the journey of self, the journey of, well, respectfully, I'm not saying you agree with that, but the journey of self is for himself enough to make the proper decision. So this is maybe his version of that. Who am I to judge Adam for wanting a thong or get blown by, you know, a chick with a rhymes with flick?
Purr.
You know?
No. They're
you know,
Adam 22's
what
up
I
to
do find
shenanigans.
interesting is that if Adam was to mess around, I already in my mind went there.
Didn't even mess around.
You know, alternative sex or something like that on camera for money. Huh?
What do you mean if he was to? What you talk? Wait, what are you getting
Adam
at?
22
If he
is going to possibly be involved in some sort of alternative sex on video
you're saying,
for money.
you're saying you'd watch it? Is that what you're
I
saying?
would not. I would not.
Okay,
watch
what did you
it.
say? What did
I
you
wouldn't
say?
even. I wouldn't even watch his wife. I could go to Staten Island and get that girl on a Friday, Saturday,
Yeah,
Sunday
dude,
night.
she's yeah. You can find her
Respectfully,
anywhere.
I say that respectfully, Adam 22.
Not even said. Now you can find anywhere.
Yeah. That's like, you know, I'm just talking about Staten Island. I just, you know, I'll be the exotic guy there at the bar, and I can find 20 of those. But anyway, I wouldn't watch her video, nor would I watch his video. But I'm thinking that if he did do this alternative move, it would probably trans woman. I don't think he would just straight up be around guy.
I mean, so we're gonna speculate on what kind of
we should start.
video?
We should start some sort of poll. Who is Adam gonna be with first? I say trans woman, and I say only top.
I'm not polling about what kind of sexual deviation some freaking guy's gonna do.
I can respect that. But we will talk about it when the time comes. That's a fact. But I promise not to watch it. No, thank you. I do not want to see it. I was watching him one day, and next thing you know, everybody in the room started kissing. I said, what the hell's going on here? Click. Change that. No, thank you. I don't need that.
Now, I never even watched the show.
I want to look at strangers, sir. I want to look at strangers. I don't want to look at people that I know. No. I don't want to look. No. Thank you. I want to look at somebody I'm never going to meet or never have met. Seriously. All right, what else we got?
Yeah, that was the last one.
What was the last one? Premium Black News, y'all.
PBN.
And I love you.
It's the Black Station.
Hush your mouth. But it's not a black show. Boom.
Hey.